Once upon a time in the quiet suburban neighborhood of Willowdale, there lived a spirited and imaginative little girl named Pippa. Pippa had a wild mop of curly red hair and a contagious enthusiasm that drew people to her like a magnet. She was known throughout the neighborhood for her boundless energy and love of adventure. One warm summer evening, Pippa decided to host a pajama party for her friends. She had been planning it for weeks, and her excitement had reached a fever pitch. Pippa's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, were used to their daughter's creative endeavors, so they happily agreed to help her prepare for the event. Pippa had a long list of peculiar ideas for her pajama party, and she couldn't wait to share them with her friends. She spent the entire day transforming her backyard into a magical wonderland. She hung colorful lanterns from the trees, set up an old-fashioned popcorn machine, and even enlisted her dad to build a bonfire in the center of the garden. As evening fell, Pippa's friends began to arrive, each wearing their most outrageous pajamas. There was Tommy, the adventurous boy from next door, with his green dinosaur onesie, and Emily, the shy bookworm, in her fluffy unicorn pajamas. Finally, Lisa, the aspiring astronaut, showed up dressed in silver foil pajamas complete with a homemade helmet. Pippa greeted each friend with a big hug and led them to the backyard. They marveled at the twinkling lanterns and the mesmerizing dance of the flames in the bonfire. Pippa's dad, Mr. Thompson, started popping corn, filling the air with the irresistible smell of buttery goodness. The night was filled with Pippa's peculiar party activities. First, they played Lantern Limbo, where they had to limbo under a line of lanterns without knocking any of them down. Then came the Popcorn Pop Quiz, where they had to answer trivia questions in exchange for popcorn. Pippa even had a stargazing session with her toy telescope, which Lisa, the astronaut, declared was out of this world. As the night went on, the friends gathered around the bonfire, roasting marshmallows and sharing their dreams and adventures. Pippa told a story about a dragon she had met in her backyard, and Tommy shared his daring plan to explore a hidden cave in the nearby woods. Emily, inspired by Pippa's creativity, talked about the magical worlds she had discovered in her beloved books. As the night drew to a close, the children changed into their sleeping bags and lay under the starry sky. Pippa, with her curly hair illuminated by the soft glow of the lanterns, whispered, "I'm so glad you all came to my peculiar pajama party. It was the best night ever." Her friends agreed, and one by one, they drifted off to sleep, their dreams filled with the magic of Pippa's imaginative world. Pippa lay there, looking up at the stars, feeling grateful for the wonderful friends who shared her love for adventure and peculiar pajama parties. And in that moment, under the vast, twinkling sky, Pippa knew that she was exactly where she belonged, in a world filled with endless possibilities and the most peculiar, delightful friends she could ever imagine.